Okay, so this is going to be how I clean records with wood glue. I'm picking an old Columbia Records stereo, demonstration record, just because I don't think YouTube will take it down because it's all classical music, which should be in the public domain. Anyhow, I'm going to take the record out of the sleeve, we're going to play it a little bit, just get an idea how it sounds. I've already cleaned side one, just with like your standard record cleaner and brush special, just to get the immediate dirt off. I know you can never really see how dirty a record is by looking at it, but it's dirty but not awful. No major scratches. Glue's not going to fix your scratches, but glue just takes a lot of the gunk out. So I'm going to put that on the turntable.
So I'm not going to do anything fancy. You're just going to hear the sound of it through my speakers on the stereo into this little camera, but I'm just going to listen for the kind of clicks and pops in the lead-in groove. You can hear a kind of a persistent crackle. That's what we're going to try to remove.
So please excuse the mess. I'm doing this in the working room, but I've got just like a B-level turntable that I don't use. I don't even use the motor. I just use it because it's handy to spin on, and it costs like $4 at a thrift store, and I don't care if we get stuff all over it. I use Type Bond 2 premium wood glue. It's what I read about on the internet. It works fine by me. But anyway, everybody's got a different way of doing it. I like to do it with my fingers, but I gotta put the camera down so I can set up the shot, and we'll get it going. So basically what I do, I just pour the glue onto the record. No real goal except to distribute it somewhat evenly. And don't go overboard with it, because the longer it takes to dry, the longer you have to wait, obviously. That's probably about enough. Try to keep it off the label, but you can just kind of brush it off. It's off the label. I use my fingers to spread the glue. I just feel like I have more control. I make less of a mess. Plus, you kind of have the option to go back with the and fix the little spots you've missed, or if there's a little more glue on one part of the record than the other, you can move it around a little easier. I'm sure somebody out there will say I'm adding oils to it or something, but it seems to work for me. I like to put a relatively thin coating on there. If you put too thin of a coating, it won't peel off easily. If you put too thick of a coating, it almost never dries, so you just have to get used to it. But if you screw up and you do either of those, you can just go ahead and the too thick of a coating, you'll pull it off. It's going to leave glue residue, but you can wait. You can just put a thin coating of glue on top of that and peel it off. If your coating is too thin, just put more on top of it. Usually your record's got, the nice lip on the edge, on the edge in the beginning here. I'm trying to work my finger now, and I just sort of try to use that as a guide so we don't get any glue spilling over the side of the record. This is probably something you want to do on level ground, just because the glue will run. I've never really had any problems with it running over the label, but it can run. So either that, or you just give it a little spin once in a while. But that is relatively evenly spread. That's fine. That little area there looks a lot darker in the camera than it really is. I mean, at no point can you really see black through it. This could be a gray record for all you know. But at this point, we just stopped for a while, and we're going to get back to it. Gotta let her dry. Just for demonstration purposes, I guess I'll just show you guys this. This record here is it's probably been drying for 12 or 13 hours. It's got a little too much glue on it. I put it in direct light to get it to dry quicker. That's all. For anybody that is curious, this is the record about 4 hours after I put the glue on it. Figure it'll be ready in about another hour and a half or so. Alright, so it looks to me like it's all set and it's ready to peel. It's still a little bit glue colored, but you rub your finger on it, you can kind of see that there's no impression made, so it's pretty dry. I don't really have much in the way of fingernails, but what I usually do is just try to get a little bit. There it is, got it. Just kind of see, just peel it in one piece. I usually give it a rotate, keep peeling along with the groove, and I'm finishing with that section that's still a little bit wet looking. And there's probably a little bit of it, yeah, that could still use some drying, but I didn't peel it too far, so I'm just going to kind of rub my thumb on the seam and just leave that little bit to dry. But
actually looks remarkably clean already. Okay, so we should be all set to go ahead and peel this whole thing off. You saw that I peeled it too early last time, but all I did was just stop it before I got to that part. Cool, came right off. This is it. So you might be able to see on the record itself, you'll get a little bit of glue in the edges and things like that that will come off pretty easily, just doing it by hand. But we're going to go ahead and just give it a quick wipe off. Standard dishwasher and all that kind of garbage. Just give it a quick clean, let it dry, and then we'll play it. So let's go ahead and check it out. Drying time was about 5.5 hours. Let's drop the needle. Almost dead silent. All that crackle is gone. Beautiful. $2.